Hello everyone and welcome to the United Stand. It's our final Jose versus Pep special before the derby, and we've got a special thing for you tonight. For so much of it, it's always me talking, and we thought we'd do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to pose you a question and we want you to get commenting below and giving us your thoughts on it. That question is based on something I was listening to on TalkSport on the way home tonight. It was, will Manchester City ever be bigger than Manchester United? For me, it's a big fat no, but let's look at it logically, like I know people on the United Stand will, and I also know we get a lot of non-United fans watching, so I'd be really interested to see what they think. Just to read out some of the City fans that were phoning up onto the TalkSport thing earlier, and the comments they were giving, basically it was around things like this. You wanted Stones, he went to City. You wanted Pep, he went to City. Our youth setup and is far better than United's. And if you want to talk about history, we won the FA Cup in 1904. All very laughable, all very, very laughable, like I say. But I think we can counter every single one of them. First of all, what I wanted to say is that no team will ever do what Manchester United achieved in Sir Alex Ferguson. It's just a different world now. There's far more money. There's far more teams that can compete, and it will just never happen. Nobody will dominate like we did over the last 25 years. That's not going to happen. So if City think they're going to do that, they might win the league this year. They might win it in a couple of years, but we're always going to be there fighting back. There will be no domination. We're not going to go anywhere. So you can dream on about that. Secondly, history. If you want to talk about 1904 FA Cups, you know, the biggest icons in Manchester City's history are people like Sean Gota and Franny Lee, Mickey Summerby and others. Colin Bell, did he play for them? We've got trios all through our history. Best, Charlton, Law. You've got the Busby Babes. You've got people like Brian Robson. We've just absolutely full of proper history, and they can't compete with us on that one either. And when you want to talk about, did Manchester United fans want Pep over Jose? There's a video out there that I did. It was around the middle of December where I said I wanted Pep Guardiola to be our manager. But you know what? Let's put it into context. You were never going to say you wanted Jose Mourinho as your manager in December last year. He was just about to be sacked by Chelsea, and there was just no prospect of him ever coming. And as for wanting Pep, well, you know what? We were in the midst of a depression of Louis van Gaal that I would liken to being married to somebody who hasn't given you anything in the bedroom area for about 10 years. You'll literally sleep with anything, and I think that was desperation, that we would have took anything. In hindsight, and having looked at the situation now, Jose's the better prospect and Pep is a fraud. I'll stand by it. In Barcelona, he walked into Barcelona. I could have walked into Barcelona with that side. He was basically given the class of '92 at Barcelona and Messi. And then he went to Bayern Munich, and again he was handed a very, very easy team. If he can do it at City, I will stand up. I won't applaud, but I'll stand up and say, you know, I got it wrong. But I don't think I'd have got it wrong. And talking about their youth, this is the big thing for me. They talk about their youth. It's well known that City's youth has had a lot of money spent on it. Their training facilities are second to none, and they have put Manchester United's youth setup in the shade when you're talking about the younger kids. Even Robin van Persie and other ex-United players have put their kids into Man City over Man United. United are sorting that out now. City are ahead. But the main thing about this is, so what? So what if you've got a better youth system than Manchester United? The big difference is that our club is built on bringing youth through. We're the only club by decades who's had a youth prospect in their matchday squad, and by matchday squad I mean either starting or on the bench, not the 18 that you pick on a Friday night. The whole, you know, actually can come on and play a game. We've had one since the late 1930s. No club comes within 50 years of doing that, and we'll always do that. Secondly, we actually play youth. I heard somebody on TalkSport again saying, oh, you know, United were lucky because it was such an easy period to win the league that they were afforded opportunities to play the likes of Scholes and Beckham and the Nevilles, whereas City couldn't do that now. What a crock of shit. And I don't like to swear, but what a total crock of shit. Manchester United had just won the Premier League for the first time in nearly 3 decades. under Sir Alex Ferguson. And within 2 or 3 years of that, he got rid of the old guard and brought in the kids. A very risky thing to do. We nearly lost that first league title to Newcastle. We got it back because of the likes of the class of 92 and Keane and Schmeichel and Cantona. But it was a huge risk, and Hansen said you win nothing with kids. So to try and belittle that and say we don't have the opportunity to play youth is absolutely laughable. I tell you what, you could have the next 11 best players in world football at Manchester City, and I wouldn't even get out of bed to look up, because you're not going to play them. It's the same scenario at Chelsea. Chuck a load of money at a youth system, get the best youth players and never pick them, and that's what will happen at City. Another thing you look at City as well, you look through Manchester United's history, we've always had iconic, mesmerising talents that just embody what Manchester United is, whether it's, like I say, Brian Robson, Duncan Edwards, Bobby Charlton, George Best, Cantona, Ronaldo even, Rooney, what we got, Roy Keane. The list is absolutely endless. Man City, even in their period of where they've bought their history over the last, 8 years, there's nobody in there. I mean, Aguero's a good player, Torre's been a good player, Company's been a good player, but they're not iconic. They're not people that make you think, oh, there's something about them. It's mercenary what they do. They're very good players. They come in to earn money, and that's what it is. There's no real passion for the club or the badge. And also, finally, my point is, when it comes to it, whether Man City think they can ever take over Manchester United is laughable. Because you know what? You can't buy support. You can't buy support. And the reality is, there's a limit on people who support Manchester City. Manchester United, billions supporters, because it's built up on history, success, and being a warm, approachable, entertaining club. You can't buy that. The only way to try and beat Manchester United is to buy it. Blackburn Rovers did it for a season, Chelsea did it for a bit, and now Man City are having a go. But the reality is, they all start to fall away because they can't compete with the support and history that Manchester United have. That's my say on it. So when it comes to Pep versus Jose on Sunday, Jose versus Pep on Saturday lunchtime, we're going to win. We will win, but even if we don't win, which I'm 100% sure we will win this war. We've got the right person in charge, we've got the right fans, we've got the right club, we've got the right structure. And again, Man City, they've chucked a load of money at this project, but name me one standout world-class signing they've made. They haven't. They've bought players like De Bruyne, who are very good players, but when they were brought, they weren't world class. We've just been out and bought Pogba. We've just been out and bought Zlatan. We did it a couple of years ago with Di Maria and Falcao. These are world class known players, and Man City don't do it. Aguero's a good player, but he wasn't world class when they signed him. They're in the shade, and I'm not. You know what? I really hope there are some rival fans who are going to try and counter what I've said there, because it's over to you now and what you think. For me, Man City will never ever, even if we didn't finish in the Champions League for the next 5 years and didn't win the title, which is not going to happen, we'll still be bigger. We'll still be far bigger than Man City. They will never do it. And the big reasons are, you won't play youth. You can buy a youth setup that's better than ours, but you won't play it. You won't attract the players. You won't attract the fans. You've got no history. You're just buying success. And the best icing on the cake that I heard from Mangala, who's just another player that they signed for loads of money and they've chewed up and spat out, was that Spanish is their #1 language at Man City. It says it everything. A plastic club trying to buy everything they can, but they'll always be in the shade of Manchester United. Thanks everybody for watching. Get commented below. Can't wait for the derby now. We'll be live from 11:30 on Saturday morning with the watch along. Join us live for that, for the build up, the team news. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. But get commenting below. Please do drop us a like. Join in the debate, even if you don't agree. Over to you. Thanks for watching.